My name is Alicia Fox, and I'm Vice President of Finance and Operations. We are excited to welcome you, the Fall 2020 graduating class, your family, friends, and supporters of Cleveland State. While this is not how any of us desired to conduct this ceremony, it is still a momentous occasion in each of your lives as well as your families. So before we proceed, we want to take a moment for reflection, to consider all of the hard work by students, faculty, and staff, to think about all of the people that supported you along the way, to imagine the many opportunities before you, and to consider all of the blessings that brought each of us to this point of celebration and thanksgiving. Will you please join me in a moment of silence? Thank you. At this time, the national anthem will be performed by an ensemble of vocal rhapsody under the direction of Karen Dale.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night
Now presenting
that
graduate
our
candidates.
flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, ladies. That was beautifully done. Hello, my name is Bill Seymour, and I'm very proud to be your president here at Cleveland State Community College. Can you believe it? We finally made it to the fall 2020 graduation. It's been like nothing else this year, and you made it through in a way that is just like any other class before you. And we hope no classes after you, but we really appreciate the fact that you dedicated yourself and committed yourself during a time of change. And COVID-19 really gave a very different circumstance for all of us, not only students, faculty, staff, but even the president. And it was very unpredictable. Trying to make decisions in this environment is challenging, to say the least. Always, our number one priority has been the safety of our students, faculty, staff, and guests. Still, here we are finally celebrating the amazing accomplishments of our fall 2020 graduates. You and the spring and summer graduates have shown a level of perseverance, dedication, and grit unlike any classes before you. So today we congratulate you not only for finishing your program of study, but for sticking to your goal and finishing what you started despite a worldwide pandemic. You have truly finished Cougar Strong. While this commencement is all about you, the graduates, I do want to take a few minutes to provide a special dedication to Cleveland State faculty and staff. The changes that were made this year to deal with the unprecedented circumstances cannot be overlooked. In fact, their success only happened through their hard work, dedication, and commitment, overcoming the most unique obstacles to ensure, even during a worldwide pandemic, you had the best education possible. I know virtual applause is not very effective, but will you please join me in a round of applause for all of your faculty and staff? The crowd goes wild. Thank you for doing that. While I'm also talking about faculty and staff, I want to recognize a few people who are retiring this semester, folks who have dedicated their lives to Cleveland State. Each has meant a great deal to our students and the college. The first is Charlie Womack. He's Associate Professor of Advanced Technologies, and he's just done a marvelous job for us for about 27 years, so we appreciate that as well. Shirley Eldridge is our Director of Accounting, and she's actually put a total of 33 years into working both for Cleveland State and the state of Tennessee overall. Larry Burns is our media specialist. He's got about 24 years in, and he would normally be working on this event here tonight, but he has taken off to a great retirement, and we wish him well. And also Barbara Warinko, Administrative Assistant in the Math and Sciences, has 13 years here at Cleveland State, and we want to say best wishes to her as well. We're sorry to see these amazing people leave the Cleveland State family, but we wish each of them well in their new adventures. Now, I hope you've noticed the flags on the stage. We've got two of them over here. We have two students from two countries other than the United States graduating today. These flags represent these graduates in the countries of Croatia and the Philippines. This is a tradition we do at every graduation. For the fall 2020 graduating class, 82% of our graduates come from the counties within our service area. 45% come from Bradley County, 19% from McMinn County, from Monroe 4%, from Polk 4%, from Meigs 4% as well. We also have 18% from counties outside of our service area, including 7% from Hamilton County. We anticipate on awarding 148 associate degrees and 163 certificates. Our graduation consists of 59% females, 41% males, and the average age of all graduates is 29 years old. We've also successfully awarded 7 degrees using the reverse transfer program. This program allows students that transfer from a community college before earning a 2-year degree to retroactively receive that credential when requirements are met in pursuit of their bachelor's degree. The reverse transfer program has 30 colleges and universities across the state that are participating. Cleveland State is proud that we are the only community college in the state of Tennessee that has a full-fledged honors college. Honors courses has a full-fledged honors college courses place more responsibility on the student to lead discussion and conduct independent research on the course's subject matter. Students are also expected to engage in extensive service on our campus and in our community. They take leadership development studies and complete a self-directed capstone research project before graduation. In order to earn an honors diploma, a student must also complete the honors colloquium and take at least 9 hours of courses for honors credit. And a capstone course as well is required. Students must have a GPA of at least 3.25 or higher at graduation. Those graduating today from the Honors College include Adam Barham, Carmen Pearson. Congratulations to them. The advanced program honors students in a track that requires that students take leadership development studies and complete extra service hours with organizations where they can practice their leadership techniques. The capstone projects integrate research, reflection, public presentations, service, and leadership. Those graduates in the Business Advanced Honors track this year include David Bracknell, Misty Brown, Lindsay Cox, Haley Duncan, Sharon Freeman, Crystal Majestic, Megan Mars, Andrea Milan, Courtney Millsaps, Destiny Sellers, and Shauna Simons. In 2018, we started something new indicating that Cleveland State stands behind our graduates and guaranteeing their training. The Tennessee Board of Regents now provides a warranty for graduates of our Associates of Applied Sciences or technical certificates. If a graduate is not able to perform one or more of the skills expected of graduates, employers can request additional training at no cost to the graduate or to the employer. This warranty is valid for 1 year from the date of graduation. We have 177 students in this graduating class who qualify for this warranty. Just another sign that Cleveland State confidently stands behind our students. At this time, I'd like to recognize our graduates that are in the military. I'll read their names. Shane A. Bailey, Gary James Clarkson, Lee Adam England, Esteban Lee Gonzalez, Boo Allen Hampton, Taylor James Huth, Miguel Antonio Laboy, Caleb Obadiah Martin, Tanya Marie McNabb, Christopher A. Merriman, Melissa Evelyn Owens, Cody Lee Randolph, Wesley Bryant Summers, and Justin Kyle Walker. Thank you for your service, and if you are a veteran, reservist, or active military watching this ceremony today, we would also like to thank you for your service, as well as the service of your family. Thank you very much. Now at this time, we are pleased to bring you greetings from the Tennessee Board of Regents. To do that, it is my pleasure to introduce our special guest, Regent Weston Wamp.
Hey, it's an honor to be with you. It's a great privilege of mine to serve on the Tennessee Board of Regents, where 12 civilians are appointed by the governor to oversee and help and walk alongside our state's 40 two-year schools, 13 community colleges, of which Cleveland State is undoubtedly one of the finest and was the Community College of the Year in 2019, and 27 technical schools. When I was appointed to the Board of Regents, I was told that one of the great joys of serving in this role is showing up to graduations not like this one. Actually, I was told that it's a great joy to show up where families and graduates are celebrating such a cool life milestone. And unfortunately, this is my first graduation as a regent, and we're doing it digitally. But what you've accomplished is the same. And really, hear this from Nashville, from the Board of Regents, on behalf of our governor. There are people you've never met who are extraordinarily proud of what you've accomplished and what today means in your life and in the life of our state, in the development of our state's workforce. If I could take the privilege just to speak to three groups of you as I was looking over the program today, I thought first, because this is just a story of the Board of Regents colleges, I thought of those of you who are like I was 11 years ago when I graduated from college. Many of you, you may not think of it this way, but today you are changing your family's tree. You're changing your family tree. You may be the first person in your family, like I was, to graduate from college. And that might not mean much to you now, but as a father of three, one day you may realize that this accomplishment in your life led your children and their children down a path. And you should take great stock in that. And over this holiday season, reflect on what that means and what that accomplishment in your life means. The second group of people that if you're looking through today's program, you can't help ignore is there's a lot of business grads. And I come from the business world. And I got to tell you, be encouraged as you graduate from this institution at the greatest time in human history to go and enter the business world, to consider starting your own company. I believe that in this graduating class, there are entrepreneurs, business owners who don't even know that that's their track in life yet. But this is an amazing time, pandemic or not, an amazing time to be graduating from an institution like this one with a degree in business. And then last, we'd be remiss in 2020 if we didn't call attention to the dozens and dozens of people graduating today with certificates, with associate's degrees, who have chosen a life and a career of public service. In a year like this, we're reminded that if it's not for people who commit themselves to a life that's not always in the lights, doesn't always get the credit it deserves, might not be the highest paying careers, but if there aren't nurses when you need them, we're all in trouble. If there aren't EMTs when there's an emergency, you know it, you feel it. And then certainly the law enforcement program that's unique here at Cleveland State is another example of many of you who've pursued a certification and a career path that we all benefit from. And so we're grateful. The Tennessee Board of Regents is proud of you. We apologize that it's under such bizarre circumstances that we're congratulating you. But go and do well and represent our state well in this fine institution. And we're just grateful for you.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Michael Stokes, Vice President for Student Services at Cleveland State. A few years ago, we began a new tradition to allow our distinguished staff and faculty members to serve as the speakers at the fall commencement. So we have two keynote speakers this evening. I'm here to introduce our first speaker, Mr. Mark Wilson. Mark is Director of Counseling and Career Services and also the recipient of our Distinguished Staff Award that's presented each year to an individual who's performed meritorious service to Cleveland State, above and beyond the expectations of the job. Mark began his career at Cleveland State over 27 years ago. He was originally hired in student services, and then he took a position as a faculty member for a short time, but later returned to student services, where he's currently employed as the Director of Counseling and Career Services. He's taken pride in every job or role that he's had at the college. He's dedicated to the college and demonstrates that fully when asked to take on additional responsibility. Through a restructuring in the Student Services Division, Mark was asked to take on responsibility for supervising the testing center, a position that previously had a full-time director that ran it. Without reservation or question, he stepped up when the Student Services Division needed him and took on the additional responsibility. The same thing happened when the person over Veteran Services retired and the position wouldn't be filled immediately. He stepped in and took on additional responsibility again to make sure those students, those veteran students, got the services that they needed. In addition to numerous campus committees, Mark is also respected in his community and involved in many charitable activities. He's a Tennessee Promise mentor. Mark's a member of the Cleveland Area Interagency Council as well. He's also an active member of Georgetown Baptist Church, where he teaches Sunday school, and he and his wife Melissa help with Vacation Bible School each summer. According to his nomination, Mark performs all aspects of his work with excellence, integrity, and a positive attitude, and is an outstanding representative of the college. His actions demonstrate that the welfare of the college, our students, and the staff in his department are of utmost importance to him. It's an honor for me to introduce at this time a longtime colleague and my dear friend, Mark Wilson. Please welcome him to the podium.
Congratulations, graduates, for completing this milestone. Graduating with a degree or certificate is a big deal, and it can change your life. The credential you just earned may mean that you now qualify for a new job position or an opportunity for advancement. It may mean that you're ready to continue towards another degree. It may mean that you've accomplished a personal goal and you've made your family proud. Whatever it means to you, it is my hope that it will help contribute to a satisfying career and a happy, meaningful life. My personal career journey started with a struggle in choosing a major. Thankfully, someone from my university's counseling department came to one of my classes and offered assistance. A career aptitude test and a couple of sessions with a career counselor pointed me in the direction of the helping professions. And I remember one of the potential occupations that emerged was a counselor. That eventually pointed me to a bachelor's degree in psychology and a master's degree in counseling. And since graduating, I've spent 32 years, satisfying years, in the field of counseling. The first few years, I worked as a mental health counselor. Then I moved to school-type counseling to help prepare high school seniors for college. In 1993, I was hired at Cleveland State to be a counselor. And in 1995, I became a National Board Certified Counselor. In 2007, I became the Director of the Counseling and Career Services Department. So being in the counseling field for so long has allowed me to see several parallels between counseling and leading a happy, meaningful life after graduation. Here are 4 of my observations. First, counseling is a relationship. It's a relationship between a person who has been trained in psychological theories and someone who is having difficulties. To be happy in life, one needs to have relationships. Having someone to confide in, someone to share life with, someone to be there when you're in need is important. It's also important to have effective relationships with coworkers so that goals can be accomplished and your time at work can be satisfying. I've stayed at Cleveland State for 27 years due largely to the relationships that I've had with my supervisors and my coworkers that have made me feel appreciated and valued. Second, counseling involves listening skills and empathy. To be a good EMT, a good nurse, an accountant, a policeman, a manager, a business owner, a teacher, a cybersecurity specialist, a family member, a coworker, or a friend, you must take time to listen. It's important to listen to what people are saying, and it's also important to listen for the emotions behind what they're saying. When you can put yourself in the other person's shoes and relate to how they are feeling, it provides comfort because it demonstrates that you understand. Third, counseling is about others. It isn't about the counselor's needs or problems, it's about the other person. Have you ever tried to talk with someone about a concern and the other person began talking about how they have an even bigger problem? In counseling, counselors don't shift the conversation to themselves, they stay focused on others. To increase your happiness and to give purpose to your life, let me encourage you to be helpful to others. Help your family, your friends, your coworkers, and your community. Many of you probably participated in service learning while working towards your degree. Please keep volunteering because it's a great way to connect with others and to make our community a better place. Fourth, in counseling, it's essential that the counselor be non-judgmental and show unconditional positive regard. All forms of personal judgment are suspended regardless of the disclosures that have been made. Likewise, in life, it's important to avoid making quick judgments about people. Maybe they don't see what you see. Maybe they don't want the same things as you. Maybe they have different life philosophies or values. For a more satisfying life, it is better to embrace our differences and be accepting of others and show compassion and understanding. Finally, as you go out now into the world and seek careers that respond to emergencies, care for the sick, balance company ledgers, serve and protect our community, run a business, teach our children, manage our forests, and protect our systems from cybersecurity attacks, let me encourage you also to consider practicing the principles that I've mentioned from the field of counseling. Relationships matter. Listening and showing empathy are important. Being concerned about others gives you purpose, and accepting others will help ensure a happy, meaningful life. Congratulations.
Hi, my name is Dr. Barsha Pickle, and I'm the Vice President for Academic Affairs. I'm here to introduce our second speaker, Ms. Donna Brogden, Business Professor and Department Chair. Donna is also the recipient of the Distinguished Faculty Member Award that is presented each year to a faculty member who has performed meritorious service to Cleveland State. Donna Brogden began her teaching career with Cleveland State serving as an adjunct professor for 19 years. She joined the business department as a full-time instructor 9 years ago. She has been promoted through the years and received her status as a tenured associate professor in 2017. She is a natural leader who has made significant contributions to the business department through her development of numerous courses, mentoring of adjuncts and new instructors, and the design of the AAS business curriculum for both the Pathways Project and Tennessee Valley Early College. She continues to teach one of the most diverse schedules of any faculty member in the division, teaching day, afternoon, evening, off-campus, distance learning, hybrid, online, Tennessee eCampus, and accelerated courses. Whenever a student needs a course to graduate, she offers the course by independent study to meet the needs of the student. She effectively utilizes the dynamic classroom to enhance instruction and group activities in her courses. She continually receives exemplary evaluations in her classes, and student comments describe her as a favorite instructor. According to her nomination, she stepped up to assume the business department chair role in 2018 and has done an exceptional job. She worked diligently to strengthen relationships with the faculty and staff in the department, and as a result has developed a very cohesive team. She is truly committed to doing what she can to support and assist her faculty and the dean of the division. In addition to numerous committees on campus, she also gives freely of her own time to local women's organizations and other community events. She has made a positive difference at our college in so many ways that have touched so many students as well as her colleagues. The long hours, energy, and commitment that she devotes to the college are well known and appreciated by the entire division and the college. It's my pleasure to welcome Donna Brogden to the podium.
Thank you, Dr. Seymour, Dr. Pickle, and distinguished guests. I count it an honor to have received this award. From the time I was born to the day when my mother passed away in 2013, she was my rock and encourager for anything I attempted to accomplish in my life. As a child and as an adult, each time my mother and I spoke, she continually told me that I can be and do anything that I set my mind to be and do. This became my motto for everything I've accomplished or attempted in my life. What can this mean to you as graduates? You've now completed your associate's degree or certificates from Cleveland State Community College. Where do you go from here? What are the risks and uncertainties for your future? Do you continue your education? Do you go out into the workforce and begin your professional careers? What do you want to be when you grow up? How is lifelong learning a big part of the picture? These are all good questions, and I'd like to take a few minutes to dive into them. Where do you go from here? Some may have already decided and been accepted into four-year universities or colleges. Some may already know what they want to continue studying. That is great. You are one step higher on the ladder to your success in life. Some may have already made the decision to go out into the workforce and set their mark on the world, whether it be in business, technology, or some type of innovative enterprise. Either option is okay because each person must choose what fits them best. Either will give opportunities for continual learning. What are the risks and uncertainties for your future? Helen Keller made the statement that life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all. Another quote by Ralph Waldo Emerson says, "Don't be too timid and squeamish about your actions. All life is an experiment. The more experiments you make, the better." Life is an education within itself. We are continually learning, whether it be through books or experiences. We should never worry about the uncertainty of putting our feet into the waters of what life can teach us. Do you continue your education? This is a decision we all must make. Malcolm X made the statement that says, "Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today." When I started my college education, my first thought was to get my 2-year degree and go out into the workforce. I did this, but then I developed a need for more. I went back to school and got my bachelor's degree. At first, I thought that would be enough, but then I developed a love for a specific area in business, HR management, so I pursued my master's degree. This opened more doors for me. Again, each of us must have to examine ourselves and make continuing our education our own decision, whether it be through more education or life experiences. Remember, lifelong learning is a continuous process. Do you go out into the workforce and begin your professional careers? This can be your own type of continuing your education by experience. Some may want to start their own business. Some may want to or may already work for a large corporation. Some may want to work for a family-owned business. Again, this is a decision each person has to make. What would better fulfill each of us? What do I want to be when I grow up? Nelson Mandela said that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Some may want to be teachers. managers, psychologists, scientists, mathematicians, sociologists, artists, technology gurus, and our work in wildlife and forestry. The options are limitless. What you decide to be, pursue it, whether it be through education, experience, or a mixture of both. This is what I did. Warren Buffett quoted, someone's sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree a long time ago. Lifelong learning is key. How is lifelong learning a big part of the picture? Lifelong learning is a type of self-motivated education to gain personal fulfillment and satisfaction. There are many forms of lifelong learning: developing a new skill, self-taught study, in other words, learning a new language, learning a new sport or activity, learning how to use technology, or acquiring new knowledge. My mother was a librarian and tried to teach each of her children to love reading as much as she did. She accomplished it with me. This shows through my tremendous love for reading. I read to grow mentally, and I read to relax. As someone pointed out to me during this pandemic, the stress relief of reading for pleasure is extremely important. There is never a shortage of books, magazines, or articles that can help us continually learn over our lifetime. There are also the benefits of lifelong learning, renewed motivation, and improved self-confidence, to name a couple. So I offer you the challenge to make a point to read and continue to educate yourself. You will find that this is important for work, social and business interactions, and your own personal development. Henry Ford, a great innovative thinker, stated that anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young. As you leave today, make it paramount to become a lifelong learner, whether by continuing your education or learning from experience. One thing we need to remember is that life has a way of interfering or directing. It is what we choose to do and be. Babe Ruth said that it's hard to beat a person who never gives up. So in conclusion, as my mother did my whole life, I get up each morning, look into the mirror, and tell myself that I can be and do anything that I set my mind to be and do. So I say to each of you, you can be and do anything you set your mind to be and do. Go forth and conquer.
Thank you, Donna. And now for the part you've been waiting for. Dr. Seymour, I am pleased to present to you the graduating class of 2020. As Vice President for Academic Affairs, I certify that the students have fulfilled all of the requirements set forth by the Tennessee Board of Regents and that they are entitled to receive the appropriate degrees or certificates.
Thank you, Dr. Pickle. And with the power vested in me by the Tennessee Board of Regents and the state of Tennessee, and upon recommendation of the faculty and administration of Cleveland State Community College, these candidates are hereby awarded an Associates of Arts degree, an Associates of Fine Arts degree, an Associate of Science degree, an Associate of Applied Science degree, or a certificate with all the rights and privileges pertaining thereto. So now we will commence with the conferring of degrees.
Now presenting graduate candidates of the Honors College at Cleveland State. Adam Blake Barham, Associate of Science in University Parallel, Honors Capstone Project, Education's Interest in Net Neutrality. Carmen Marie Pearson, Associate of Science in Criminal Justice, Honors Capstone Project, America Was Never America to Me, Disparities in America's Criminal Justice System. Now presenting candidates for Honors Business Advance. David Bracknell, Misty Leanne Brown, Lindsay Nicole Cox, Haley D. Duncan, Sharon Melissa Freeman, Crystal A. Majestic, Megan Leanne Mars. Andrea Janae Milan. Courtney M. Millsaps. Destiny Hope Sellers. Shauna Renee Simmons. Now presenting candidates for advanced technologies. Chris Aragon. Shane A. Bailey. Nicholas W. Baker. Carly J. Beck. Terry Christina Renee Bigham. Dakota Wesley Brown. Zachary D. Bunch. Dylan R. Burton. Stephen Cameron. Amy Renee Carruthers. Justin Deal. Monterey Paul Deaton. Ashton C. Hill. Roy J. Johnson. Maxwell Hamilton Jones. Jeffrey Leon Judd. Devor Urisich. Tyler William King. Whitney James Longwith. Frank McMurray. Thomas A. Milkey. Nathan Lee Millsaps. Cody Lee Randolph. Robert Rich. Gavin Cole Settles. Dylan A. Silva. Betty Ellen Wright. Now presenting candidates for Arts and Humanities. Rachel Hope Cobb. Kyle Jacob Cousins. Zechariah Alexander Quinn Dupree. Emily Marie Jelinas Dural. Roger Lantigua. Diana S. Maystruck. Kayla Lynn McGuire. Andrew C. Tate. Now presenting candidates for business. Michelle L. Baines. Caitlin E. Billings. Brittany Caraway. Gary James Clarkson. Haley Renee Clayton. Aaron E. Click. Cassie Brianna Coleman. Grace Marie Collins. James Stephen Cox. Joni Lee Creasman. Chandler Davis. Robert Keith Davis. Chelsea Lynn Dempsey. Colin Matthew Doty. Janine Dove. James Condi Ducina. Dustin Emerton. Carmen Melissa Farley. Kayla Anna Fraze. Michelle Lee Gorley. Vanessa Nicole Gomez. Colby D. Goodwin. Mary Ann Goodwin. Harmony L. Greenwood. Glenda White Grimes. Erica Rochelle Hall. Caitlin Cheyenne Hamilton. James M. Harris. Jennifer Ann Harris. Jennifer Lynn Hawkins. Bishop Hefner. Lisa Horick. Robert Everett Jones. Rebecca Ann Casey. Stephanie Diane Kelly. Robert Kirkpatrick. Akuvi G. Coffey. Edwin Javier Maldonado. Caleb Obadiah Martin. Alicia Beth Massengill. Coleman S. McCoy. Natasha Leanne Metters. Rena Gia Merritt. Angela M. Myers. Shelby Ogle. Andrea Kim Oliver. Angelica Patterson. Cassie Brooke Picklesheimer. Valerie Shea Presley. Keisha Nicole Price. Angela B. Raper. Casey Lynn Ryder. Lindsay Michelle Richardson. Christopher Reimer. Kirsten Lee Schultz. Vernal Jackson Smith. Casey Adrienne Spicer. Tandy E. Staton. Shanna Ward. Abby Miranda Warren. Misty Sky Webb. Kathy Denise White. Travis John White. Crystal Lee Wright. Svetlana Zazgarsky. Now presenting candidates for education. Catherine E. Carson. Tanya Marie McNabb. Patricia Ann Mobley. Rhonda M. Rayburn. Drury A. Rogers. Victoria Rose Skiba. Hannah E. Sneed. Leah Noel Stevens. Riley W. White. Now presenting candidates for healthcare. June Ashley Barnes. Jonathan D. Barrows. Lena E. Baxter. Jasmine Leandra Booker. Emily Marie Brock. Cameron Michelle Carpenter. Geneva Kaylin Christian. Joy L. Kofer. Karen Denise Cross. Brandy Desiree Davis. Amy Dion Dawson. Jonathan Michael Eaton. Caitlin Miller Elkins. Gavin R. Esquinance. Baylor Evans. Isaac Fraze. Caitlin Bailey Gibson. Esteban Lee Gonzalez. Chelsea Noel Green. Chelsea Augusta Hancock. Olivia Lachey Hawkins. Tina Joanna Hemming. Gracie Lynn Higdon. Marlena A. Huggins. Benjamin Lee. Haley Marie Lindeman. Christian Charles Luthley. Destiny Gail Maxwell. Mason T. McCluskey. Christopher A. Merriman. Maggie E. Milan. Allison S. Mizell. Joy S. Morgan. Jessica Muncie. Ashton Ann Musselwhite. Brett Patterson. Haley Lynn Patterson. Allie Rose Poteet. Taylor Renee Quarles. Rebecca D. Ramsey. Caitlin Godby Ratcliffe. Ayalen Rathbone. Claristina M. Red. Alexandria Reuter. Viviana Saucedo. Brandon James Scoggins. Colby M. Shanahan. Alex H. Shoemaker. Carson Eric Sledge. Emily K. Smith. Janelle A. Sorgi. Macy Drew Stanton. Brittany P. St. Clair. Lori J. Trenchard. Justin Kyle Walker. Shyla Loran Walker. Luke Womack. Tyler Ryan Wolf. Lee Morgan Young. Madison Grace Ziegler. Now presenting graduates in social sciences. Aubrey Ski Anderson. Dawn L. Austin. Timothy Eugene Brown. Kaylee D. Bryant. Ashley M. Chambers. Frank J. Semini. Victoria R. Dane. Kenitha Shea Droke. Brittany Sue Earls. Lee Adam England. Zachary D. Glover. Clinton R. Grant. Boo Allen Hampton. Taylor James Huth. Hayden C. Jacobs. Michael Antonio LaBoy. Jason Earl Lefevers. Lillian Michelle Lockhart. Marco Luna. Kesley Nicole Mason. Janessa B. Mizell. Jesse Mooney. Adrian Mora. Randall H. Moser. Elijah Banks Murray. Lucas Nixon. Melissa Evelyn Owens. Tracy Parton. Stephen Austin Qualls. Cody A. Robinson. Justin Lamar Ruth. Christina Marie Shriver. Anna McDonald Simmons. Chelsea Stewart. Wesley Bryant Summers. Dawson Chandler Sweeten. David Lamar Tate. Alexia Brianne Taylor. Joshua Anthony Trulove. Barker Thomas Vaughn. Sarah Ann Willerson. Now presenting candidates for STEM. Ethan D. Brackett. Hannah G. Holsomback. Hunter Christian Ingram. Molly Leonard. Christopher McTaggart. Alexandra Northrop.
Congratulations again, our 2020 fall graduates. Now's that time where you might be at home, either wearing your mortarboard or you have it close to you. Put it on, because now I want you to move that tassel from your right to your left, signifying that you're now official graduates of Cleveland State Community College. Congratulations again. It wouldn't be a commencement without having our alma mater played and sung during our ceremony. Do you know that the Cleveland State alma mater is both 53 years old and 5 years old? When the college was founded, a Cleveland State student named Francis Eaglehouse wrote the lyrics of our alma mater. We've not found many records that indicate that it was used much over the last several decades. In 2017, our own Karen Dale found the script and put it to music. It debuted at the kickoff of our 50th anniversary celebration. I want you to know that there's some tradition about singing a school's alma mater. Everyone is asked to stand out of respect for the college. Typically, only current graduates, alumni, and employees sing the song. But here at Cleveland State, we have a tradition where we ask everybody to stand and sing along. The words and the music are in your program. So I once again ask our friends from Vocal Rhapsody to sing our alma mater.
Oh, Cleveland State, our alma mater, honor ever grace thy name. May laurels crown thee, victory hail thee, everlasting be thy fame. May God direct thine every pathway, wisdom keep thee ever free. O Cleveland State, our alma mater, hail to thee.
Thank you once again. I could not hear you singing out there, but I felt it, so thank you everybody for that. Before we wrap up our ceremony, I want to share a few parting words with you. Upon the passing of our 41st president about 2 years ago right now, we celebrated the life and legacy of George Herbert Walker Bush. Now, I was really touched by all the accolades and stories that were highlighting the impact he made in service to this country. Of all the things that I saw and read, there was one quote that stood out to me above all the others. He said, "I want a kinder and gentler nation." Now, politics aside, I think this is a desire, it's a wish that we all should resonate with. Over the last several months, we have come to understand to a greater extent that racial discrimination and injustice, unfortunately, are still tearing at the fabric of our country. There are many people hurting right now. People of color tell me that they are scared, angry, or tired. On our campus, we have been talking a good deal about the root causes of racism and the devastating impact it has on our friends and neighbors of color. So this makes me think of President Bush's wish in a whole new light, because we are all confronted on a daily basis with countless examples of what is not kind or gentle, and I will add the word just into that sentence. There is a great deal of speculation about what promotes the unrest, the discord, the prejudice, hate, or violence in our nation. Like many things, we're always looking for somebody to blame. The truth is, there's lots of blame to go around. So what can we do as individuals to bring about a kinder, gentler, and more just nation? Many of us may believe that we really can't do much about it. You may be thinking, well, I'm just one person. The problem seems too big to overcome. Or you may think, I don't have much faith in our systems that should do something about the problems. My only suggestion is that you can only look at yourself to think about how you want to be treated and how you want to treat others. Now that sounds familiar, doesn't it? So it starts with us, each of us. We all need to be part of the solution. It is my hope that you have learned many things here that will guide you as you leave Cleveland State to further your education or start your career. I hope you have learned here at Cleveland State that each and every one of you are respected exactly for who you are. That's worth repeating. We hope you understand that each and every one of you are respected exactly for who you are, and you should respect others the same way. I hope you have learned here that we are a very diverse society, and there are many people who have different beliefs, values, and lifestyles than yourself, and that is perfectly okay. In fact, I sincerely hope that your learning has been tremendously enhanced by your engagement with such a diverse campus community, because we are a direct reflection of the world in which you will need to succeed. I hope during your time here you have become a more open and accepting person, one who will listen both with your ears and with your heart, one who can appreciate differences even if we don't agree, one that understands nothing good comes from judging others, one who understands that we all have value and have something meaningful to contribute to the world. Now, I hope that I'm preaching to the choir here. However, I believe in the transformational power of education. I believe it will make you a stronger and wiser person and a better community citizen. Each of you will be leaders where you work and where you live. Every day you will have choices to make that will impact many people around you. Understand that being kind, gentle, and just is really a set of personal strengths. And please do not underestimate your ability to be a role model for others. Being kind, gentle, and just will create a ripple effect that will influence others. You know that everyone here wishes each and every one of you great things, but none more important than being the best human that you can be. That's what will make a kinder, gentler, and more just nation. We hope you are a part of the solution. Thank you. Fall 2020 commencement. Thank you so much for joining us, and once more, congratulations, graduates. We're all so very proud of you. I want you to know that we are already missing you, and we want you to keep in touch. We look forward to the great things that you're going to do after your Cleveland State experience. With love and admiration, we want to wish you and all of your family the happiest of holidays and a very bright and successful new year. Stay safe out there.